So this week we were planning on getting further along on the fair lane, but unfortunately packages are not going to make it in time. They'll actually be here tomorrow, which the video posts tomorrow. So I decided, what can I do? There's something I got to be able to work on that's like a day project. Well, for Christmas, my wife and daughter got me my rock lights that I've been wanting for the dually. And the reason why I'm actually wanting to put rock lights on the truck is because whenever I'm pulling a trailer, my camper or a gooseneck or something behind, I can't see these rear tires. Once it casts a shadow and the car's behind you at night, you can't see where the tires are landing. And we're right at the width of lane. And the truck is wider than an 18-wheeler right now. We're as wide as a lane. And whenever you're going, I don't know how familiar y'all are with Texas, but the stretch between Houston and San Antonio on I-10, that thing is terrible. I mean, it's brick wall on either side, and you have to squeeze your trailer and everything down that section. So I learned my lesson, and I want lights so that way I can glance out my mirror and I can see where my rear tire is landing. So we decided we're going to put rock lights on the truck. Well, I haven't had any real free time lately to be able to work on it. So I got as far as I could on the fair lane. I figured this is a quick one-day project I can knock out. So we're going to do this all together. I've already gotten a little bit of a head start, I went ahead and got the engine bay wiring to the battery. It's a real nice kit. Comes with your relays and fuses and everything already in it. So all of that is mounted. I don't have it connected to the battery right now. I just have it sitting here. And I already have the switch mounted on the inside of the truck. It was a little bit loose, still clips in, but I put a little bit of super glue holding the switch in the rest of the way. So I've got some tape holding it until it dries. Not a huge fan of that, but it'll be okay. But I mean, there's not a lot of great spots for rocker switches on these trucks, so just trying to do the best I can with it. So I've got all of that routed and the wiring dropped down already to start routing all of the wiring throughout the truck to go to your wheel wells. So my next step is I'm going to figure out where to run that wire to that'll go as far back as possible that I can split it to go one bundle to the passenger side or driver's side, one bundle to the passenger side. So you have, and it's already split for you on here. So I just need to get that all mounted up underneath the truck, nice and clean. Clean is the big key word here. I do not want it to look like crap. And then we can start running it to each wheel well and doing all that stuff. I think I've got I did 16 light kit. So that should give me 3 lights per wheel well with 2 lights under the cab on each side. So that way, you can see the steps at night to get in the truck. That's really the only thing I could think of to route it nice without cutting it down. Because I was thinking about cutting it down where you put 2 lights per wheel well, and then that would give you a chance to put a light all the way around the truck. But my main reason for doing this is that way I can see the tires. So I don't want to chintz out on that because that's the whole reason I'm doing it, is to be able to see the tires. About that much for aesthetic. Pretty much the rest of it is actually for function on this truck. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 3 lights per wheel well all the way around the truck, and that's how we're going to do it. So now let's get underneath the truck, start routing everything, and figure out how we're going to run it. All right, so I've got this dropped down right here, and luckily it has like a couple of disconnecting points. So I'm going to disconnect it and actually go over top of this cab mount right here. So it should be pretty simple. Just run that right there. We're going to go through this factory ground strap, take mud to the face, and plug it back in. And these have got a little O-ring inside of here, and then you screw these tight to make them watertight. All right, so now I'm actually probably just gonna zip tie it along these transcooler lines because we have an aftermarket transcooler underneath the truck. So I'm probably just gonna run these along here until, I mean, it has a really good point right here. Y'all can't see it yet, but we split our wiring right about where my camera's at, which is right underneath the transfer case, which would be a good break off point to have one go to the other side. That's not quite midway of the truck, but it's midway enough because you don't have a whole lot of crossover points underneath the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and start zip tying it into place. And I know everybody is gonna say that I'm doing this the wrong way, but if it works and it ain't crappy, then it's the right way for me. If I can get y'all where y'all can see. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here. And I did not put this transcooler in the truck, but I'm happy that it has one, external transcooler. So now we have a good breakover point for our wiring. So this one can probably go up and over the frame rail. So we just have that bundle just sitting down there. And then this bundle, and we'll go up and over the transcooler bracket right here. Now I'll go ahead and just clip these zip ties. Instead of waiting until the end, go ahead and clip your section you're working on. So now I'll probably end up routing this up over top of everything and not dropping down below. I'll probably run it up over top just in case you ever have to service the transfer case or anything. You're not blocking anything by going low. You'd rather have it go high up against the bottom of the floor of the truck, because we're not worried about that one right this minute. I'm gonna run one around the splitter right here, just holding that into place. And then I want 3 wires going to the front for the front wheel well. Untangle 3 of these. And the shipping and packaging of this really doesn't help you out much. It's very all laced up whenever they send it to you. So everything is in a knot. We'll make it work. And these 3 going back forward. I'm actually gonna run them back over the transcooler mount. And I'm just gonna go ahead and zip tie these the same way, running them back up to the front. I have had the worst luck on this project with apparently this phone not recording what I'm doing. So y'all are gonna get one wheel well. It's my last shot. I'm trying to give y'all on how I'm doing this. Let's see if we can get it done. If I can show y'all how I'm doing it. For starters, your wiring comes out of the back of this, so you have to punch a hole for the wiring to go through and then this to sit flat. I'm gonna punch one right here this body line on the side of the truck, so right here, and then one up here in the front as well. So let me go ahead and just punch 3 holes to start with. All right, so now you just push your wiring through the hole. Let me go down below and get my hands on the wire. Just running these screws into plastic, so it doesn't have to be super crazy screws. I just need a bite in the plastic real good. And this one right here is going to be tricky because there's the air box directly above it. All right, so now up here in the front, let me go look at the other side real quick and see exactly how this one's put together. All right, so we've got it mounted right here on the other side. So let me just double check, make sure there's nothing in the way on this side, which actually I think there's less. We are all clear. You gotta pull the bolts out of the front here. You gotta pull that bolt so that way you can gain access to the back side here. Want it to be a little offset of where you want it to be because your wiring is offset on the back side of this. So now push that through, make sure it's going the direction that we want the wiring to go. I'm actually just going to go ahead and screw this in. So there we go, lights in. Now we've got to find the wire. And on this front one, we're gonna have it come all the way around. So what I can do now is go ahead and drop one wire straight down, because that's gonna be the one for the back. We're gonna have one that's gonna go inside of here and up to the back side, and then one's gonna wrap all the way around to the front. Now, it comes with these extensions, and all the other ones are gonna land without needing it, but this front one is gonna need the extension. Unfortunately, the extension is 10 miles long, but when you need it, you need it. You just gotta zip tie the excess up out of the way. Now I'm going to route this wiring. There is a bolt right there. I'm going to pull that out, run this wiring up behind that bolt, and then we're going to have one wire that's going to come up to the back side of here, which that's going to be our shorter one. And then the longer one we're going to route all the way up to that front light. And then the back one right here, it's just going to get connected right here and then zip tie up the access, whatever. So let me keep rolling on, see if we can figure out a way to mount y'all where I can keep working. Now this one, let's go ahead and route it up top. We're gonna go down around the back side of the shock. Now let's just give it a quick test, make sure all 3 lights turn on. Shut my little light off here. And we have all 3. 1, 2, and you can see 3. So now let me zip tie the wiring up out of the way on these 2. And then we can connect our battery up top and call her a day. Now up here, we're going to connect our power. There we go. You got your relay, your fuse. This is easily disconnectable if need be. Easy to get to your fuse and still be able to pop your battery out whenever you go to change your battery. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's a pre-made kit. You're just working with what you got. So now we'll shut the lights off in the shop and see what happens. Let me get this hood shut here. My gas shocks have gone out in the hood. Good thing Ford put a hood prop right here. Some call it a tire tool, but it's a really good hood prop. There we go. Now, shut the lights off in the shop and see how the rock lights look. Really showing off them bald tires, but looks pretty good. We got 3 in each wheel well, front and rear, and we got 2 underneath the cab. So that way you can kind of get a little view of what you got going on right here whenever you're getting in and out of the truck. I'm happy with it. Just a short, sweet, simple job on this one. But I hope y'all are excited because next week we've got a really good video coming. I hope it turns out good, of the Fairlane and a lot of the stuff I'm getting done on it. It should be wrapped up hopefully tomorrow, and I can put the video together. I've got a couple of weeks worth of footage actually of everything I've been doing to it, and man, I think this one's gonna be a cool video. But if you stuck around to see this one, I appreciate it. Thank you. I do apologize. It's something more modern. A lot of people won't like it, but I don't care. I had a purpose behind it. I didn't just do it because I just want some rock lights. No, I actually have a purpose behind it because now I'll be able to look out that mirror and see that tire. Also, I don't have all the pieces yet. I'm still trying to gather and search and source out all the parts. I've got an idea for that truck that I think would be really cool. And I'm searching and trying to get everything pieced together. I don't want to let anything out because then if it doesn't happen, I look like a hypocrite. But I'm trying really hard to gather up all the parts and pieces to do something really, really, really cool with that truck. And I hope y'all like it. Appreciate y'all watching. See y'all next time.